Hey everybody, Omar here, the Knife Shark Guy, and I am back with another knife review for you today. And today we're going to be taking a look at a very small knife and a very old knife. This actual piece really probably doesn't excite anyone unless you are a Kershaw collector like myself. That's what my channel is all about. I am known for collecting Kershaw discontinued collectibles that come in this gray silver box right here. This is the original box Kershaw used to put all of their knives in, and since then they've changed the box over to a red box. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into this little knife review. This knife is so old, believe it or not, there really aren't very many specs on it. I've tried to find some specs on it, and the only specs that I can give you is the model number of this knife is basically the Centofante 1610. That's the name of the knife. It is a spring-assisted knife. The overall length of the knife is about 4.5 inches. Blade length is right around 3 inches. The weight of this knife is roughly 3.2 ounces, and that is about all they have on this particular Kershaw collectible. I'm going to bring out another knife that is very, very similar to this one in a second. But let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is basically the original Ken Onion Frank Centofante design, and it's 1610, and it is a very small knife. I mean, very easy to carry. It's probably seen more as a little pocket knife, maybe, probably very equal to probably having a Victorinox small little tiny blade. This would be probably the equivalent of that. It is a spring-assisted knife. The steel on this knife is 440A, which is old school steel. That's another reason why I'm into collecting the old Kershaw knives, because they release them in very, older steel, sometimes exotic steels. Kershaw was more into experimentation back in those days, and not so much anymore. Gonna have to ask everyone to kind of excuse my hands because the winter weather here has really destroyed them. I've tried everything, but in any case, this is the knife, the Kershaw 1610. It's got this nice red, kind of Indian red color. I don't know why I call it Indian red, but I mean, it just seems like it's a very, very sort of stale red color. The handles are aluminum, and it is a liner lock with spring-assisted opening on it. It has a pocket clip that is tip-up only. And for safety measure, the knife actually has a lock on it to prevent you from opening it. That would be this little button right here. If you can see that, kind of slide that down. You can open it, push it all the way back up, and it is now locked. Can't open it at all. So basically, if you want to open it, you have to unlock the knife, and then you're good to go. The knife has a worn clip style blade, which is perfect for slicing. One of the attractive concepts of a worn clip style blade is that it cuts everything evenly for, the downward action. You can cut everything all in one shot without any interruption. You don't have to move your hand too far off. It's just a straight blade going across, sort of like chopping. I could see that style blade more for probably chefs or cooking in it or than anything else, just because the blade is just one point all the way across and down. So if we take a look at this piece, this knife, as I said, this knife was made by two designers, Ken Onion and Frank Centofante. They got together right around, I'm going to say like 1998, 1999, right around that time, came up with this design. This is probably on the verge where popularity of folding knives were just beginning to get popular. Before that, all the designs were fairly primitive. We haven't gotten to some of those exotic designs that we see in knives today. And that's basically all this knife basically is. Now I'm going to show you another knife that looks exactly like this, and this one is a limited edition knife. And here it is. It looks very much similar to the 1610. This is the Frank Centofante, and if you flip it over, you can see Ken Onion's signature on there. The Ken Onion signature on this flip side of the knife. It's exactly the same exact knife. Big differences though, if you flip them over. This one has a pocket clip. This one does not have a pocket clip, or does not sport a pocket clip. They both have the same lock on them, but the difference being that this knife comes with a leather pouch with a pocket clip on it. And you can see that if I move this down here a little bit. And there you go. There's that little leather sheath with the pocket clip on it. So that makes it kind of a little bit more classier looking. Again, this is a limited edition piece. I can't even remember how many of these that they released. I know it wasn't that many. They are not numbered, so I can't really tell you exactly how many they put out. But as you can see, both knives look exactly the same. This one's the 1615, this one's 1610. So this one was released first, and then this one came roughly right afterward. Produced in very limited quantities. This one looks, I've done a video on this one, so I'm not going to go into that too far out, but if you guys want to check that video out, you can go ahead and check that one out. But as you can see, it looks very different. This knife actually has pearl inlay on the inside of it versus the 1610, which is just plain. There's nothing in the holes, as you can see. They don't have any of that. Oh, there you go. You can see a little better. They don't have any of the pearl inlay, so you get another shot of that. So I can do that. So there's a pearl inlay there on that. The other one, no pearl inlay. The signatures are really what people like to have this knife for. You never ever see a knife with the maker's actual signature on the knife, and that's what makes this knife so special. Plus the fact that they had it in limited quantities. As far as collectability for this piece, this knife, you can buy this knife, not anymore, but during its day, this knife was roughly right around $79.99, and this knife here went anywhere from $125 to $150 in the day that it was, during the day when they were still producing it. Nowadays, this knife goes for about $125 as a collectible piece. And I've seen this knife actually go as high as $300. So basically, I don't like to put down anyone that's trying to sell knives. It's basically, what are you willing to pay for it as a collector? I never ever question why a collector is selling a knife so high, or why someone is selling a knife so high. If they know it's a collectible piece, they have the right to sell it at whatever price they wish. It's up to you to decide if you want to actually buy that knife at that price. So you have to ask yourself, what is it worth to me as a collector? I got this knife in the mail today, and I actually got it for $46.50. So I got lucky. This one I got for about $79.99 at a gun shop. It was just sitting there at the time, and it was one of the last ones before they were going to discontinue it. So I actually got a really good price on that one with the sheath and everything else. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons. I'm going to get this stuff out of the way so you guys can get a better idea of what this knife size looks like. Again, I do want to apologize. I don't have very many knives that you would be aware of or would be able to compare it to that you might actually have in your collection. So here we go. I'm going to start off with the Spyderco Advocate. I'm sure you've seen that on YouTube and everywhere else. They describe that knife often enough. You could pretty much tell the size of that. I got to move my stuff over to the camera so you guys can see it. So there you go. There's the Spyderco Advocate. Here it is up against, why don't we do some Chris Reeve. Here it is up against the Chris Reeve right there. So it's really a very, very tiny knife, as you can see. How about something a little bit more to compare to, so you can get a better idea. How about a knife that's a little bit closer in size? Probably. At least you could be able to compare. This is the ZT-0900, also a discontinued knife. So there you go. So it's a very, very small knife. You know, again, probably definitely the perfect office knife for you if you came across it during the day. During the day they were producing this knife, it'd make a perfect office knife. You can actually carry this in the office, pull it out. You can even whip it out. No one's gonna, you know, run the other way or anything. And that's probably why a lot of companies during that time made their knives as small as this, so that had to change the culture of the knife world and get people to open up and understand that, you know, knives are not, you know, while they are weapons, it should be everybody's right to actually have something on them to carry. So there you have it. The Frank Centofante / Ken Onion 1610 Centofante knife. Any thoughts, questions? Leave your comments below. Really want to hear from you. And I am still offering anyone out there that is a fan of my channel, if you are an actual fan, not that I've got like that many, if you're interested in maybe having me review your knife, hope, you know, a Kershaw knife, I would prefer, but I'll take any knife. If you want to review it and have me review it on my channel, I would love to do that. You can email me at okcalderon@gmail.com. You can also look me up on Google. I'm known as Knife Shark. So if you punch in YouTube /Knife Shark, you know, you'll see my email is there. And if you want to communicate with me, I would love to hear from you. Yeah, send me your knife. We could certainly work out the cost for having you ship it. We could work something out. Maybe I'll pay for it to go back to you, if you pay for it to go to me. Whatever, however you want to work it out. I do want to make it a point to say that I would kill to review any Kershaw knife that you have. And I will be very happy to send it straight to you in the same condition that I got it in. I respect people's items too much to destroy it. So anyway, there you have it. The Kershaw 1610 Centofante knife, released between 1999 and I'm going to say 2003 when they stopped making this little guy. I could be wrong on that. Again, please correct me if I'm wrong on the years of release for this guy. So there you go, Frank Centofante. This is Omar, the Knife Shark guy, signing off, hoping you'll find happiness in your next piece of sharp art. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.